Hi, I'm David Muzzle. Hi, check the mic. 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 Okay, so for some reason my Reaper is not. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to restart the stream. This is kind of a getting ready to stream. You see, I've got some weird camera angles. But for some reason, okay, I have to restart OBS. Be right. Hi, I'm Chris from Airwindows. Just kidding, I'm not Chris from Airwindows. I'm David Pixley the Muzzle. And today, starting at 8 a.m., Chris J from Airwindows is going to do his music live stream, and so we're going to jack his stream, hopefully, and we are going to add a bunch of effects to his audio and restream it. So his live stream will run into my live stream, and I'll just trash the hell out of it as much as possible. And if all goes well, Spacey Blur may be joining in. He went to take a nap. He said that he might join in, and he would be grabbing my stream and adding his own stuff, and possibly grabbing my stream and Chris's stream at the same time and adding his own stuff. Actually, I'm not sure what Spacey Blur will be doing. He has complete freedom to do whatever he wants. Seems my mouse is being buggy. That's nice. Okay, there it goes. So, right now I'm trying to get my audio to work. Something's going on in Reaper. And as you can see, I'm playing a video from Chris J, one of his recent releases from Airwindows. Oh, by the way, those are over 100 free plugins. I'm playing the audio from this laptop into this one, which you see down here in the mirror. So, and you see my monitor. You see my monitor here for the second laptop that's receiving the audio. I also have another monitor set up, which you can see. So here's the receiving laptop, receiving audio, and then here's the secondary monitor with OBS, and with that one, with this current camera setup, if I point my mirror, you get a nice little video feedback loop there. This is my first time with this particular angle, and it would be better perhaps at nighttime In the future, I'm going to do it in a dark bathroom with mirrors on opposing walls. So it'll be like a mirror behind me and a mirror in front of me, and then the 3 laptops facing each other, and then in the dark. But so today I set up some artwork. You see I'm outside on the balcony. So if those of you gear sluts, if you're watching, this is not a mastering tutorial. Quite the opposite. This is the muzzle, and there's my self-portrait in the corner over there. Dave is sitting in the corner with a poo on his head. And then oh, it looks like this other piece of art. Can you see it? Oh, I'm like in the way of that. This one I can move. Yeah, okay. So this one, that's a painting by Sergio Bleh. And shout out to Sergio's imaginary girlfriend. Oh, I should hit those guys up, let them know I started. I think everybody's asleep. Maybe they can help me with my Reaper bug. Spacey probably can. I'm just going to tell them. For some reason, I see the audio being received in Reaper, but the signals are yellow, and I do not hear them at the output master bus. I think I had an issue like this going on one of my other streams, and it was like something I had to click in Reaper, and I just kind of migrated to Reaper maybe a month and a half ago. I'm still learning it. What's going on now? My preferences won't open in Reaper. What's going on? Oh, and if I play audio from Reaper, you'll be able to hear it, or I'll be able to hear it. Let me see if you can hear it. So what I'll do, let me just double check, hit record. So yes, I don't see anything at the master bus. But if I go to route here on channel 4, go to the master bus, I guess I can change this to 1 and 2. I don't know if that matters. Yeah, and so the out to the master bus, back channels 2. But so you see it's recording audio, but I can't hear it back. Oh, I think I know what it might be. So let me stop this. I'm gonna hit delete all. Because if I just like play this song here, so you'll hear it. Oh, it looks like you can hear it in the mic too, is that right? Or wait. Or wait, you're hearing Chris's voice, maybe? Can you hear Chris's voice right now? When it gets brighter, you're definitely not going to be able to see Chris very well, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm not sure. Oops. I'm not sure what's going on in my Reaper. And it looks like Chris's voice is coming to the OBS on the mic aux channel. Let me see if I could fix that. Wait, it looks like that's the same signal that I see in Reaper maybe. It's just that I can't hear it. Oh, I think I have to turn monitor on or something. Yeah, it's weird that my mic is set to the webcam, but you can hear Chris's voice through it. That's not how it's supposed to be. Oh no, you're just hearing the environment. Okay, got it. Let me turn this gate up. There's a little cheap noise gate on OBS, the one that's built into it. I was using the fabfilter one, but it drove my CPU up too much. It sounded better, but oh, I should check my CPU. Speaking of CPU, so go ahead and give you more of a view of my I probably just have to look on Google and say my channel audio on Reaper is yellow and I can't hear it. My CPU is already 100%. But what I'm going to actually need to do is set up OBS on this little laptop here. It has Windows Vista on it, and I'm not sure if it will actually run OBS even just by itself, but I remember I uninstalled it. That might have been because it might have been able to run, but then opening other things might have been done, so I might have to do that. Chris J starts in 12 minutes, so I figured this would be troubleshooting unless Spacey Blur joins in, then I can just do my own thing and he can combine them. I'm guessing Spacey Blur slept through his alarm clock. So, at least you guys can see this neat little thing that I set up with the mirror. And really should have artwork like at all angles, but I don't really have a lot of big stuff that I can bring out here. I do have, well, my girl Harry is a big artist. but I wouldn't want to bring her stuff out here because it starts raining on my stuff. I don't care, but if it rains on hers, then that's not cool. But it's not supposed to rain today. But hopefully my mic isn't chopping out. If it is, let me know in a comment. I'll try to see if I can check the comments. I'm going to be unable to check the comments in Twitch. I could probably be checking them on YouTube on my phone. But yeah, my CPU's already slamming it. Seems to be all because of OBS. So what I could do is I could get rid of my desktop I could get rid of my desktop projection and then just see, how do I just mute that? Oh yeah, it's this button. If I kill that, let's see how low the CPU is now. Yeah, that didn't help. I may have to restart because I'm not. It usually isn't full throttling like this right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart my computer. And actually, let me see. I might have to change a couple settings in Reaper. In OBS. And I have to figure out what thing to switch in Reaper so that I can hear that audio. The audio, again, it's coming from my little cheap laptop with Vista, which is going to be playing YouTube videos, a live stream from somebody. And I'll be putting effects on it in Reaper. So the audio goes out from this laptop to this other one. And I just have a cheap little USB RCA in out to receive it. So at least it's a little bit better than just like 1/8 inch jack stereo to 1/8 inch jack stereo. So it's 1/8 inch jack stereo out. And then in Reaper, I'll show you. If there's anybody watching, maybe you can actually help if you're familiar with Reaper. Actually, the desktop projection, when I toggle it off and on. Oh no, it's there. It's there. Here, let me open Reaper. So it might be next week that it's going to be possibly happening every Tuesday at 8 a.m. And Chris J may or may not know what's going on. I think he suspects that it might be possible that people steal his audio since he gives away his plugins, and they're all junk. They're all really bad plugins, and he never answers any of my personal messages that I send him or questions. So I decided to just jack his audio. And I know reason why he went from selling his plugins from $50 each to free is probably because he knows people can just pirate the paid plugins, you know. And since he had like one bundle pack or he probably had bundle downloads. They could just, you know, pirate all of them. But you know, I never actually heard of Airwindows until last year, sometime early summer. And usually I see free plugins and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, they're usually not ones that I would think are the best on the market, or in the case of Airwindows, I think some are like the best ones you can get. Like his de-esser is probably the second best. He said when he released it, it was the best, and then he admitted later on Gear Sluts that the guy who has the best one, the guy who made the best one on the market, showed him what was an issue, and actually together they solved what he needs to just add an update to the DS that he has, and his will be the best. But for now, it's the second best on the market. It's free, and de-essers are like something that, you know, people have been trying to solve that issue for years, generations. Got great compressors. He's got cool things that are like an EQ type of thing that isn't EQ, or a dithering type of thing that's not dither. He's got console, digital console type plugins with channel and console bus systems with encode and decode, to where you can stick any plugins in between the encode and decode, or the channel and the console, so that sums it up like an analog console would. But it's not. I believe his things aren't emulations of the analog stuff. They do stuff that you can only do in the digital world, usually with the goal in mind of getting the sound that he's used to getting with his analog gear, or that, you know, people seek. That's why people make those analog emulator plugins. But those ones never come close to the actual hardware, because there's so much math that has to happen, that there's enough bits that are lost through all that math and processing of audio in the digital, little bits at a time, but there's a lot of math and adds up, and then it creates slightly not as perfect audio results. And that's why those emulators will never be able to match the hardware. They can actually do everything. They'll do all the math perfectly to emulate all of the processing in the analog hardware units, and they'll have all the filters and stuff set up to where it perfectly matches, but those bits lost, you know, they're doing a lot of stuff to make all that happen. And in the digital world, it's better if you just have one algorithm that is like one thing, and it's not trying to mimic analog, but it gets the same type of sound, like his tape plugins, to tape and from tape, and there's some other ones. He has a bunch of different dither plugins and dithering types of things. He has like distortions and other various things that would. He has a single-ended triode, and a new reverb plugin that really interests me. I'm going to use that one with feedback loops when my Reaper project gets more complicated. But so if I show you my Reaper, and I'll go to properties. So the USB is being received here, and that's weird. It was having a yellow signal. This laptop is playing right now. You probably can't even barely see it now. But there was a yellow signal here. Now what's going on? Oh, I need to restart my computer because I did plug in this USB audio driver and it works a little differently in Ableton. I don't know, no idea why it says microphone, but it doesn't do that in Ableton. Let me make sure my sample rates are all. Will probably be smart. I guess is 40,000 for receiving audio from YouTube. Output device, that's correct. So I could set up my speakers, but I'm not going to bring those outdoors. Oh, device properties, data. I'm like, I think I need more coffee. Actually, I just barely took a sip. Yeah, so that's 4,800 or 48,000. Where are we at? Audio. Device. MIDI device buffering. Oh, should it be like recording or let me see. So it's none of that stuff. Track sans default. What happens when I arm this? It's weird because it should be receiving audio this time. Oh, I know that wasn't what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Yeah, that's the only one it could be. I don't know if I have an 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch jack, but I could. Alright, I'm going to restart the computer. I think that's probably it. So, without further ado, I'll be back. If you want, you can tune in to Airwindows on YouTube. He should be streaming right now. Oh, yes, he is. Let me tune in, actually. So I'll see you guys in maybe 10, maybe 20 minutes, maybe less. Yeah, Chris just started, so I'll be back. See you in a bit.